Welcome back to another episode of Greg's Mowers and More. Hope you guys are doing good out there. Today, we're working on this Alice Chalmers 716 Hydrostat. I got this tractor for $40, I think. Came out of an estate. I got another piece of equipment on there, but that one we're going to talk about later because it's pretty special. But this thing here, I guess the guy used it to drag around a roller, cultivator, some other things. Doesn't have a deck. He said he last used it about a year and a half ago, and he said he come out to fire it up this spring, and he said it started, but he said it had a geyser coming out of the motor. So I think we're going to try to verify that and see what it is, try to fix it if we can. So anyway, let's go ahead and dig into this thing. We're going to start by checking the oil. I already know the engine spins. He did show me that. The battery's up on it, so that's good. Oh, let's see here. Oh man, oil's way over full and reeks of fuel. Alright, is there any viscosity left there at all? There's a little viscosity there. It's not as bad as that Craftsman mower. That thing was full of fuel in the crankcase. We probably got a carb issue. Yeah, this one's not as bad over full as the Craftsman was either, so we can still kind of mess with it a little bit. Anyway, some of you guys out there, if you're an Alice Chalmers fan, you're going to say, well, that engine shouldn't even be in this thing. Well, you're right. The guys whose estate it came from, he was, what do you say he was? I believe he was an engineer or something for Caterpillar, or a machinist, I don't remember. At any rate, he swapped this 17-horse twin-cylinder Kohler in here, in place of the old single-cylinder iron lung horse. So, oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. She's been blowing oil up through the breather, it looks like. Maybe a little fuel. Set that over there. So, yeah. So he swapped this in here. I mean, you can tell by the wiring. There's some battery cable clamps here. I'm not sure what they do. Broke wire. At any rate, let's twist on the key, see if we can't get some geyser action going on here. Just the brake, yeah. Alright. Set the choke. Ooh. She might be hydrolocked. We should probably pull these plugs out. Let's see what we got. 5/8. It looks like it's 5/8. Oh boy, that's in there. Looks like she's been burning some oil, which, yeah, sitting there mixing the oil with the fuel, it would be. Apologize for the wind noise. I got something behind the phone over there trying to block some of the wind. Hoping that maybe it won't show up on the video as much. Trying to do what I can, working out here in the Illinois wild, and that one's just soaking wet. So that's probably our hydrolock cylinder. Well, let's try to crank her over and clear her out. Oh boy, there's a geyser.
It's just an old crapper tank, people. Oh, Help it! Is it done? How much is in there?
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and give her a little lube, just to make sure we're not going to score anything. Fill her over some more. Wow. It looks like somebody's put a new carb on it. This gasket looks new, the carb body's all shiny. Looks like somebody's already tried that. Maybe they put on too big of a carb. Maybe it's the wrong one, maybe it's jetted wrong. Maybe it's got a seal blown out of it somewhere down here in this breather. Maybe the breather's plugged, I don't know. We're gonna try to get into it though, see what it is. I don't think at this point there's much use in putting the plugs in, firing it up at this point. I think I'm just gonna have to dive in and find out what's wrong with it, because I don't want to ruin this engine. I mean, I guess we don't even really know if it's good or not. The guy said it ran, seen it crank. Let's see here. I got the fuel shut off over there though, so let's go ahead and we will throw the plugs in it, and I'll just fire it on a little bit of carb cleaner or something. Just fire it on some carb cleaner, that way we can at least verify that it does run. Because I would like to know that it's going to run. Which I believe it will. It's got enough compression to blow all that crap out and hydrolock itself. It's probably going to have enough compression to run. But it could still have been a rod or something, clatter and make a bunch of racket. So we probably ought to verify that first, just to be on the safe side. I don't want to run it very long though with that diluted oil in it. Seems to be that carburetor problems are just rampant anymore on these things. Of course, they are old machines and people don't maintain them like they should. Oh look, a wasp nest. Yeah, you guys are done. Have a nice day.
Winkler and bees, you can do it. Sorry, Henry.
See ya. I got some fuel I'm going to bottle feed it. We're going to see what she does.
And then one day he was shooting at some food, and up to the ground come a bubbling crude. Oil, that is. Black gold. Texas tea.
Okay. Hopefully you guys saw that. Well, the engine sounds okay, but boy, it sure ain't acting okay. Jeez. Hopefully I wasn't in the way for all that. I don't think I've ever seen that before. It's kind of interesting.
How neat is that? That's pretty neat.
Alright, well, somebody probably saw that and slapped a new carb on it and it didn't fix it. Oh man, that's craziness. Alright, where's my flathead screwdriver at? All the way over to the van, then I realized, oh, I got a bit on the back of the drill. I'm a cotton-headed ninny muggin sometimes.
I'm gonna be a little bit short on today's quota.
It's all right, buddy. Just how many extra sketches did you get finished? Come on, buddy. How many?
I made 85.
85? Puts you 915 off the pace.
Why don't you just say it? The worst toy maker in the world. I'm a cotton-headed ninny muggins.
No, buddy, you're not a cotton-headed ninny muggins. We all just have different talents, that's all.
Seems like everyone else has the same talents except for me.
You have lots of talents. Special talents, in fact. Like, special talents?
You changed batteries in the smoke detector?
You sure did. Triple A's. And in 6 months, you'll have to check them again.
Won't he?
Yeah, and you're the only baritone in the elf choir. You bring us down a whole octave.
Definitely. Oh, geez. Okay. Don't like that. You know what? I don't trust myself here. I need to get something to put down that carb hole so these screws don't go down in the carb. We're not saving any trees today.
This is an aspen. You can tell that it's an aspen tree because of the way it is. Wow.
Nope. Well, that's a bit too much. That's probably better. Put that down that hole there so we can still get our screws out. There we go. There's our take them out with a bit. That would be ideal. Well, I'll be. We're in. Four screws to hold that on, huh? Huh? Ain't overkill, but you know. Pull that breather tube down through there, and I just dropped some screws. Oh, stuff's going everywhere. That's bad. Wonder why that's that way. Okay. I think I'm gonna pull this breather tube off. Have a look at it. Just want to look at this breather. What size is that thing? A 3/8? Guess I should bring you guys in here and try and get you a better view of all this. Alright, here's your breather tube. Runs down there. There's a 7/16 nut right here to pull the breather off, breather filter housing. There's those 4 screws I just took out. You can see how new that carburetor is. It looks brand spanking new. But at any rate, it's getting fuel down in the crankcase, so carburetor's got to be either way over fueling or something. I'm not sure what, but to be getting fuel down in the crankcase like that means it's got to be going in through here, because it's certainly not going down through that. It's not leaking externally, so my guess is the wrong carb, or we got a bad needle valve, stuck float, something along those lines. But we're going to keep diving in here. I've heard there's a seal that can go bad somewhere underneath this breather. Never done one before. I've never worked on one of these 17 horse V-twin Kohlers. So we're learning together. Learning together today, guys. I know my camera's not working well at all. At all. Just doesn't want to sit where I want it. That's probably not too bad. Come on, Claire. You don't want to come out, do you? There you go. Alright. Man, that thing's kind of stuck on there. You know what? I ought to look at this carb first. That's what I think it is anyway.
No kind of Sandys, you're wrong.
That's what I believe it is. Flathead. Boy, that's a mighty stiff governor spring. Come on down out of there, booger. You just don't even want to. There we go. That's okay. Alright, now you go back there. Get in that hole. So come here. Get in there. Now, get that off of there. There's that. Yeah, there's not even any clamps on these fuel lines. You know what? I wonder if that fuel pump right there isn't bad. There's a fuel pump that I see goes down in the block too. Wonder if that's not part of our issue here. Maybe the carburetor's fine. Huh. We might have to bypass that fuel pump. I guess what I'm wondering is, it still blew all that crap up out of the crankcase, even though I had the fuel shut off over there. I'm just wondering why it did that, because that shouldn't be. That should have taken the carburetor out of the equation, which actually leads me to believe it's probably that fuel pump. Now that I think about that, that's my guess, is it's probably the fuel pump. So, that would be easy enough to take out of the equation. We can just bypass that and gravity feed it and see if it still does that. I think that's probably what we're going to do. Alright, let's go ahead and yank this line off of there. Boy, that thing is stiff. I guess they didn't need a clamp, did they? Oh man, I'm going to replace these lines anyway. Alright, there's that guy off there. Let me go around and yank that line off that pump over there. Oh, right down here, underneath this intake runner, is a fuel pump mounted in the block. So that's where I'm trying to get to. I just don't know if my camera's gonna sit up enough for that, where I got it. Anyways, you guys know what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut the camera off, and I'll get these fuel lines plumbed for gravity feed. And then we'll see what we got after that. Okay, well, I've rigged in this temporary gravity feed fuel system. Just trying to figure out if it's that fuel pump leaking down the block, which I think it is, or if it's this brand new carburetor, which it probably isn't, but it could be. I drained all that oil gas mix out and put some good oil back in it. It's got full, nice clean oil. Let's see here. Just Just want to make sure I set the parking brake so that way it doesn't start taking off and running, but I thought it would have done that last time. Here we go. We're going to see what it does. That sounds pretty. No more geyser coming out of the block yet. Let it run for a minute. See, it's burning all that oil fuel mix out of the exhaust. Yeah, she's running good. Smooth running in. Hydrostat sounds like it might be a little bit low on it though. Here was hard. Oh, right out of fuel.
I think it's even better than before, you know?
I wonder what great thing tastes like, man.
I think we're parked, man.
Must have a little bit of something one of them gets in the car. I couldn't adjust that stubble out of it. I pulled the choke out about halfway. Straightened it right out. Smoking's gone. It's not built to pick anything up out of the top of the motor anymore. Good running engine. Sounds good too. Got a faulty fuel pump for sure. Well, we figured out what was causing the issue. It was that fuel pump, pumping her full of fuel. Let's check our oil one more time just to make sure, but I'm pretty darn sure that that was it. Yeah, still right where I left it. Nice, clean, and full. Yep. All right. We got a bad fuel pump. So now there's two options here. I can look it up and see what a new Kohler fuel pump that goes in the block's gonna do. Which I could do that, I guess. I don't know. A lot of guys put them old click-clack pumps on them with a pressure regulator. Might do that. Either way, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research on this old girl. Here comes the train, just so you know. I think before I go throwing any more parts at it, the next thing I better do is make sure the hydrostat works. So let me move some of this stuff out of the way, pick up some of these tools, and then we'll make sure it moves forward and backwards. I want to do one more thing before I go testing out the hydrostat on it. These cables up here run to a connector back by the hitch that lead me to believe he was probably hooking the charger up that way. And I've had some of these old Kohlers before the stator goes bad in them. And I don't really like changing stators much, and this old tractor's not really worth a whole lot to anybody but me probably, especially since it ain't got a deck. But we're just going to throw the old meter on it and try and verify that it's charging when it's running. 14 volts, we're charging. Let's see if it moves. thirsty little devil. She done drank that tank down. But we were able to see that the hydrostat does work, so that's a plus. So, yeah. All in all, I don't think it was a bad investment for 40 bucks. Probably a heck of an old tractor. Wish it had a deck with it, though. If it had a deck on it, I'd be tempted to mow with this and leave the tiller on the 210 deer. Anyways, she's gonna need a little more work, but not too much work that ain't worth doing. I just got to know what a in-block fuel pump's going to be and how that's going to be to tear apart and fix. I've never done one of these with the in-block one. I've done one externally on the K-series Kohlers. They're not bad. But anyway, I think that's enough of my rambling for today. Appreciate you guys taking time to watch my videos, like, comment, subscribe. I think we just hit 180 subscribers last night, as a matter of fact. I was looking at my phone, so thank you guys for that. There might be a part 2 on this mower. There might not. I don't know. Depends on if my neighbor over there was kind of interested in it. He's got one just like it. So if he makes me a decent enough offer on it the way it is, it might just go over there. But yeah, thanks guys. Keep on praying for you guys and your families. Praying that God does what he needs to do for you. You know, Jesus died on the cross for your sins, my sins, everybody's sins. All you got to do is ask him to be Lord and Savior of your life and try to live the way he wants you to live. He doesn't call you to be perfect. That's why we need him. But enough preaching. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. God bless you.